Hello everyone and welcome back to Why Not Tuesdays. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last video, but that's because I didn't have a whole lot to talk about before. But I have some stuff to mention today, so I'm making a video. How about that? So Million Dollar Quartet has continued to go very well. Last week we had some of the best crowds that we've had yet in the production, which was really fun. We had 3 killer crowds all in a row. I think it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this last week were all really good. Or was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I don't remember. But yeah, some really good crowds. We've been getting some pretty packed houses, which is fantastic. So be sure to just tell people if they're interested in finding like a really cool musical to come listen to, they should come check it out because it's really sweet. I got a new private student a couple weeks ago. It's actually my brother-in-law, Chris, who I went to school with at McNally. He's a guitar player. And he's just interested in getting some more formal drum lessons and checking out and having some fun with that. So I think we've had 3 lessons now. It's been really fun. So that's going well. The big exciting news is that I finished the reformatting process of my book. So I have finally gotten through all of the pages of my book and changed all the things I wanted to change, added all the material that I feel at this point I know that I wanted to add, and I think it's a much better product now. It's 2.0 version, and I already am very happy with what I've come up with and how the changes have affected the book overall in a very positive way. And I converged all the individual PDFs into a single PDF, so I now have it in one PDF. I think there's going to be a little bit of editing yet to do on that. I don't have the ability to on my computer, but my lovely wife, who is working from home today, if you hear other mouse clicks happening, that's her. The PDF, I want to format it by just adding some blank pages in key spots to make sure that new sections always just start on the right page so that it's not going back and forth between left and right pages. Just going out, figuring out where those are, putting in a blank page so that the new sections always start on the right. Basic thing there. And then the next step, which I'm not going to do at the moment, but the next step that I know I do want to do is I want to have at the beginning of each section, I want to have like a single page with some typed information from me for the reader to read, obviously, but to kind of explain like, okay, what is this section about? How should you use this as a student or as an educator? Because I'm planning to obviously give it, sell it to my students to use, but then I'm also hoping that it'll be, that I'll be able to market it to other drum instructors. So I want to give them a little bit of information about, okay, this is what's in this section, and this is how I use it, and this is how it's laid out to be used, kind of thing, just to give a little bit of that information. So that's not going to be too much, but I will have to add that in eventually. And then I just sent an email off to one of my instructors from when I was at McNally, and who has some experience in this area, and I'm hoping that he and I will be able to meet, and I'm going to put the material in front of him and get some feedback, because up until this point, the only people who have actually seen this material is me and my students. That's really it. So I haven't had any chance to have the material critically looked at from the point of view of somebody else who is knowledgeable in the area and can give me some critiques and feedback about, that's really not clear, or you don't really need this, or you're kind of missing this, that kind of information. I have no clue, because I've been so close to the project for so long. I'm sure another set of eyes with that kind of knowledge will be able to just instantly point out a bunch of things that I need to change, which will be wonderful, and then I can fix that up and change it. He also has some experience with publishing method books in his own past, so I'm hoping that I can get some information from him about like, what's my next step? Should I approach somebody? What company should I maybe look at? Or should I be thinking about maybe self-publishing instead? I have no knowledge whatsoever in that realm. So I'm hoping that his expert knowledge will be able to be passed on to me in this way. Kind of kick me on to the next step. So my goal of having something done by the end of 2016 is looking pretty good. Obviously, there's going to be some more edits. I really, this is going to be time consuming, but I really do feel like I need to go back and work my way and specifically look at very slowly every single example and every measure of music and everything One, for any kind of typos, because I keep finding those here and there when I'm working with my students, but also just to make sure that everything works. Specifically, my drum fills that I've written out, I've just written them out here at the desk, and I gotta kind of sit back and air drum them to make sure I'm not tangling my students' arms around, because I've had that happen in the past. I've had to go back and edit things because like something is very clunky, almost unplayable type of thing. So that's going to take some time as well, but I think that'll be fine. That's just a process that has to happen. I guess then I have to eventually come up with a name for it. Oh yeah, and then the only last section of the book that has yet to be created is the music theory section. I've talked about that before, where I'm going to have theory information, but then also worksheets and examples for the students to be able to get a chance to write and read information to help them remember these different things. And again, Amanda, my wife, is going to be hopefully helping me design that, because Finale is not cut out to make the pages the way I want them to be. So, it's a good thing I married a graphic designer who will be able to take care of that for me. So that's the progress for the book. So end of 2016 is looking like a legitimate and realistic goal, even maybe to have something at least maybe in discussions about printing with a company, potentially. Who knows what's going to happen. At best, I'd have a printed book done and ready to go by then, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get my hopes up too hard. But I am making really good progress, and something will be done by the end of this year. And early 2017, hopefully, at the very latest, I'll have a printed, finished product in order to start selling and using, which will be fantastic, because I've been working on this. At that point, probably been working on this for like 2 years or something, so long process. Other than that, I'm doing well. I'm busy as ever and just teaching, playing shows, playing church gigs, and just living the life, So thank you very much for coming and watching the video again. I'll let you know what happens. It might be another 2 weeks before my next video, just because of, again, having things to talk about. So y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.